Hi guys, welcome back again to my channel, and it's that time of the month again that we're going to set up our monthly bullet journal. So if you want to see how I set up my March journal, then just keep on watching. So just a quick disclaimer before I start. The first few footages of this video is in fact a screen recording on my phone, because when I started filming this video, the first clip was actually 30+ minutes long and my phone and my laptop had a hard time exporting the actual footages. I tried so many times and I got so annoyed, and eventually I just resorted to do a screen recording on my phone. So I just dragged the footages on the side and it achieved this time-lapse effect. But later on in the video, the rest of my footages were exported successfully, so it won't be a screen recording the whole time. So without further ado, let's just hop right into what I'm doing. So for the month of March, I decided to do a theme on paper airplanes and clouds. So you can see me here doodling a bunch of paper airplanes, and I thought it turned out pretty well. So I just added a lot of clouds and some dashed lines to portray the trail of the paper airplane. And I think this doodle was pretty simple. You can just search it on Pinterest or on Google how to doodle a paper airplane, and it will show you a step-by-step diagram on how to do so. So now I'm just adding some lines inside the paper airplane to portray shadowing, and now I'm just adding some color accents on the paper airplane and also added some blues on the clouds. So now I'm just erasing the pencil marks and added some highlights on the word March. Then moving on, here is my March monthly log. So again, I'm starting off with outlining the clouds and the paper airplanes. And if you've noticed, I've actually did a pencil sketch first because I want to see the layout, and I don't trust myself by diving right into the paper using a pen. So I like to do pencil sketches first just to see how everything looks. And once I'm happy, that's the time I ink it down with this Unipin ball pen. So on the side, I just have my social media tracker. I have one for Instagram, Facebook, and for YouTube. So every start of the month, I want to write in how many followers I have, and by the end of the month, I try to see how much I've gained. So as you can see, I'm adding more paper airplanes and more clouds, and it's really easy and simple to do. Then now I'm doodling the boxes for each day, and I think I did an 8x7. If you're using the Moleskine A3, I'm not sure if it's A3, but this journal is definitely bigger than an A5. So just in case you have the bigger journal, I did the 8x7 dots. So now I'm just writing the days using script format, and I'm adding small boxes on the upper left corner to put in the number of the days. Then I'm just slashing off the first 4 days because that's February, and again I'm just adding some color accents on the paper airplanes to add some color to the page, and same goes for the clouds. Now I decided to add some drop shadow for the boxes to make it more 3D. And now I'm filling in the March monthly log with this purpley periwinkly shade. Now let's move on to my habit tracker. So I just wrote it down with my Tombow and added some drop shadow using my Unipin again, and Of course, adding more clouds and adding more paper airplanes. But for this time, I made the paper airplanes flying towards the habit tracker, and later on you'll see in the mood tracker the paper airplanes are flying away. So I thought that was a cute contrast to the page. So yes, I'm adding more clouds and more paper airplanes. And just a quick note, I'm actually doing a one-take voice recording, so I don't plan on reshooting this. So if you feel that I'm stuttering or having awkward pauses, that's the reason why. So now you can see me labeling each box. So for my habit tracker, I decided to do a different layout. Instead of the the columns, I decided to do an individual boxes for each habit that I want to track, and just wrote down 1 to 31, and every single day I'll shade in the boxes if I was able to do that certain task. So moving on to the mood tracker, you can see me doodling the airplanes flying away from the mood tracker. So I thought that was pretty cute. And yes, I'm adding more dashed lines. So for the mood tracker this month, I decided to go back to the first layout that I did, which is the graph method. Last month for February, I did the each day I had a heart and I had to fill in a different shade of pink to represent my mood. I thought that was a bit tedious and I couldn't see the progression of my mood. So I think I'm gonna resort back to the graph method. So now moving on, we have the expense tracker. So for the expense tracker, I also changed it up a bit because I find that I was struggling to keep track of my expenses, because I do have expenses for my freelance, and it was combining with my personal expenses, and I had a hard time keeping track of my earnings and my actual expense during computation. So I decided to divide this box to personal expenses and freelance expense. That way I can see how much I'm really spending on my freelance materials for clients and how much I'm spending on my own I guess expense like food, clothes, etc., etc. Then on the bottom part, I added my earning tracker and ATM balance tracker, because for my earning tracker, I want to dedicate a separate a box so that I can easily keep track of how much I'm earning every month. And for the ATM balance tracker, sometimes I pay with my debit card and I can easily forget that the balance is actually less than the one I remembered, if you understand what I'm saying. I hope I'm making sense. But yeah, I just added an ATM balance tracker just to keep track of how much I still have in my ATM card. Then adding more clouds, and yeah. So now we move on to the next page. So for this section, I kept it blank because I feel like my expense tracker will exceed, or the space there is not enough. So I'm leaving the half of this page blank just in case I need to track more money stuff, and I'm dedicating this half page to that. Then for the bottom part, that's the dump section. That's where usually I just dump random ideas, random thoughts, random books or movies or songs that I want to download or listen to or read. So that's just a very random section that I keep in this page. And of course, I'm adding more clouds and more paper airplanes. So now we have the weekly spread. So like the one I did in February, I didn't start on a Monday. I'd rather start on the first day of the month. I think I'm not making sense. What I meant to say is I'd rather start on March 1 rather than have a few days of February in this page. So that's what I'm doing. I'm filling it up with more clouds and paper airplane. So I did this kind of layout wherein the number is in a box and I just drew clouds around it and just wrote the day of that week, which is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I think I'm never gonna do a one-take voiceover again because I think I'm not making sense anymore. So anyways, I'm drawing in more paper airplanes, and if you notice, the 1 and the 3, the paper airplanes are flying upwards, while the 2 and the 4, the paper airplanes are flying from below, if you know what I mean. Then at the bottom part, I just added the lyrics from Airplanes. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? I thought it was quite applicable to this theme. So here's a quick flip through of everything. And that's my March setup. So I hope you guys enjoyed this bullet journal video, and if you want to see more from me, just hit that subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you. Bye.